What's up, everybody? Today, I'm going to be talking about the DW new incredible hardware, the 9000X series. Here's the 9300X snare stand and the trusty knife. Let's crack it open. It's amazing that they can take the best hardware and make it even better. Just unbelievable. Wow. Dude, that's crazy. Comes in a freaking bag. Just next level. This bag is super dope. Look at that. Amazing. Wow. It's so compact. Wow. What a design. Look at this. Amazing. Now, if you look here, there's this gap right here. And I am going to take this out. All right. And what are we going to do? We are going to pull out the old cylinder to make this snare stand hydraulic. Boom. I'm imagining this takes a drum key. Oh yeah, there it is. Now we have hydraulic. All right, cool. So this is crazy though. The design, look at this. How every detail is just so thought about. Okay, let's take a very big snare. The same orientation. This is the same orientation I would actually use because of the old, look at that. Doesn't get in the way. Wow, does not get in the way. This is crazy. It's not in the way of my knees. Everything is easy to get to. Wow, unbelievable. Have our little hydraulics here. That's cool. Yep. Killer. So that's the 9300X snare stand, and that actually is with the hydraulic cylinder. All right, we're back. Let's look at this 9700XIL. This is a crazy new design on already incredible hardware. Let's not forget, hardware is already incredible. Oh, dude, okay. I love these bags. That is so fly. Fly. That's all I can say is fly. DW, you outdid yourself on this one. Great quality bag that you can use for the hardware itself again, or you can use it for other stuff. What is this right here? What do we have here? What's in this bag? This is in case you want external memory locks, because you know, the memory locks are actually internal. So let's try that out. Got a little bag over the tilter here. Killer. Okay, let's have a look at this. Still even more reinforced, incredible hardware. And these braces, these legs are incredible. This is actually the mechanism that helps it have the internal memory lock. So let's see. Okay, here we are with the 9700XIL. The IL is InterLock system. We have it all set up here. There's a cable running through here. So I'm gonna set my stand, my height. Set this one here, boom. And I'm going to lock that. This key, boom. Locked. Now, just break down my stand. Stand is broken down essentially. Let's do this here. Boom. Done deal. And here are the memory locks externally if you still want to put them on, but you don't necessarily need them because you wouldn't be able to break your stand down fully. So that's the 9700XIL stand from DW. Look how crazy the brace is. Look how much more reinforced that is. So heavy duty. This is already the best cymbal stand in the game. We all know. The tilter now, you looks like you have more angles for the tilter. Whoa, that's crazy. That tilter is now smooth. It's completely free floating and smooth. And then you can lock it in like that, boom. Yeah, that's the new 9700XIL cymbal stand from DW. I'm gonna collapse it one more time. That is fire, y'all. Fire. All right, get to my gig, boom, boom. just where I left it. Crazy. All right, so now we're getting to the hi-hat stand, the 9500 TX from the 9000X series. This has a lot of crazy updates. Let's get our trusty knife. So now by this time I've realized there's probably gonna be a bag here. Of course there is. Fire. Oh man, 2 bags because we have 2 parts. And already I can feel a much bigger footboard, or what seems like a wider footboard. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's see. These bags, DW, you guys outdid yourself with this. Up. See you later, ring. All right. Whoa, look at this. Look at that. Tighten this up. For somebody that's been playing with DW since they launched 9000, this is an incredible update. Wow, look how wide this is. You see how wide that is? This is now perfect for when you have a double pedal. Now you could even have a triple pedal, like my brother Thomas. You can have a double pedal much easier because of how wide this is. And I'm sure you're not gonna have the moving that you normally have. So let me get that solid. Oh, that is so solid. Oh man, so solid. Wow. Okay, let's assemble the rest of it. This is incredible. It looks like that's a quick lock, so no more turning forever with your hi-hat rod. Let's see what this is talking about here. This is the short one, of course. You know, sometimes I use the short one, depending on what situation it is. Look at this. Remember, it used to be that middle part. It looks like, oh yeah, it's still there. Yeah. Love this clutch. The clutch is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. That's it? That's where we are right now? That's it? That's all we're doing? No needing to do any kind of, wait a second, there's no way. Wow. No more twisting. I guess because, yeah, it's gonna stand up pretty much here. Wait a second, that can't be right. There's no way I don't have to do any more twisting of hi-hat rods. That's crazy. I guess it's just free floating, but it's not gonna move. Wow, that's crazy. To me, it doesn't really matter because as long as it stays down, that's the main thing. That's it. No, that's it. Just like this. Boom. Of course, you get the fresh OG drum key. Oh, it's a little bit shorter, but it fits right here perfectly. Boom, and you're good to go. Okay, so let's look at the tom stand. This is the 9791X, which is the combo cymbal and tom stand, the new redesign from the 9000X series. Trusty little knife, of course. The fly bag. Boom. Okay, this is another 2-parter. Oh, they were so nice. They didn't even have to do that, but they gave you a bag just for the rod. The arm, rather. Okay, let's check this guy out. I think this design is a lot more ergonomic. Legs are so dope with the way these are like, oh man, look at that. Dude, look at how little room that takes now. Wow. Crazy. Look at how small that is. Look at that. Phenomenal. That is phenomenal, yo. Wow. That's your lifter here. And then we have the arm right here. So you have a perfectly in line center situation. Wow. When you think it couldn't get any better, they come with something better. Shout out to all my family, DW, Jules, Steve, all the Lombardis, just next level, guys, you know? And I love when people have ideas that really help things and solve problems. And just, this is so perfect as far as it's so low mass. Like, look how much, it's like, dude, that's crazy. Look at how dude, there's nothing really I could say. It's just so dope. Yeah, this is completely independent. You remember how I used to put it in and it would be hanging outside and pressing up against the pole? That's all perfectly sorted now. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. Wow. And I imagine, I don't know, but they may have a cable system. Let's see if this has the capacity. Yeah. So you can add the cable system to this too, if you wanted to, and have the InterLock here too. But yo, DW, the 9000X stuff, unbelievable. Knocked it out of the park once again. Super ergonomic, just makes so much sense. And it's phenomenal. It's just, wow. Imagine that like that, you know? And you can put this cymbal stand wherever you need it to be. It's not too far out the way. Yeah, that's just killer. Killer, killer, killer. So, all right, y'all. Well, this has been another unboxing. Shout out to DW for the incredible, incredible innovations in the drum world continuously over all these years and decades, always pushing forward with technology and things that make things easier for drummers and more efficient. So I really appreciate you guys, and head over to your local drum store or wherever you get your equipment and get yourself a set of this 9000X hardware. Incredible. All right, peace.